the sampling strategy you use was a good sampling and is in accordance to the statistical test you use. For example, if you are using a sample that is a distributed sample, we have different types of samples. Okay, you can have samples where you make sure that you take from each of the groups, knowing, let's say, if you're studying at school and you have different grade levels, you are choosing the same amount of students per grade level. You are choosing the main female amounts than the female participants than the male participants, so that when you conduct the analysis of your research, the numbers you get are not affected by the different characteristics of your sample. So they are called sampling strategies. Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good. So the data analysis in quantitative research is mostly based in a report of percentages, where you say what percentage of the answers uh, are, and also show what relationship exists between one uh, answer to a question and the other answers to a different question, where you evaluate the hypothesis to see if you find the support. You need to state a zero hypothesis, which is a negative hypothesis that contradict your hypothesis, and you need to before you conduct the analysis of your hypothesis, you need to establish that the zero hypothesis is negated before you conduct the other analysis to test your hypothesis. What happens if the results of your analysis do not support your hypothesis? Nothing. There is learning. This is a result in a study that show that there's not found support for this hypothesis, and the results are valid. The results are valid because they're showing us that there are research studies that show that there's no difference, that there's no effects, and this is a valid response. Do not try to force the answers so that you always find a positive relationship or an effect where it doesn't exist. This is one of the typical mistakes and errors novice researchers make. Okay? So do not try to force the answers so that they agree with what you think, because this is not science, this is not ethical, this is not good. This is not good practice. So in the data analysis, you need to describe all that depending on what your choices are. You need to describe all these procedures, how you're going to be analyzing the data according to their characteristics. As I have explained, if it is quantitative, so you have different ways to analyze the data using statistical measures and statistical software. You need to say what software you're using to analyze the data. And if it is qualitative analysis, you need to say how you use the source of analysis. That don't necessarily be as an interview. As I said, it might be a document analysis you're conducting.